Do-do-do-do-do. Insert majestic music here. Hello, today we're going to learn all about hippogriffs. According to dictionary.com, it's pronounced hippogryph, not hippogryph. Hippogryph. So if you're looking at this magnificent creature and you're thinking, why is it called a hippo? It's not a hippo. It's because in Greek, the word hippo means horse. What? I know, right? So back in the old days when the Greeks would fight somebody, they would yell, "Men, to your hippos!" And then they would all run to their hippos and get on them and go attack the Spartans or somebody. The Greek word for horse is hippo. The griff part means griffin, so it's a horse griffin. Anyway, we have a lot of hippogriffs to look at and talk about and fantasize about, so let's get started. Since ancient times, the hippogriff has... That's my hippogriff in the back. His name is Roger. He loves to sing. I think he wants his own YouTube show. Anyway, it's kind of fitting to hear birds in the background, so I'll just leave it. Since ancient times, the hippogriff has been a symbol of noble and majestic strength for numerous cultures. He's really loud. They are cunning and fiercely independent creatures. A rarity it is for one to have the opportunity to get close enough without being torn apart by their piercing beaks and talons. That's nice. However, those fortunate enough to form a bond with a hippogriff will find them to be loyal beings, almost to a fault. It is a sight to see a hippogriff and its rider leading the vanguard of a prestigious army. Such is the inspiration they bring. So they're cunning and independent, just like real birds. They don't want to be your friend. And they bite. They're not very friendly. But if you can get one to like you, then they'll be your friend forever, because they're very loyal. The first hippogriff we're going to learn about is the Warwind. The mainland hippogriffs that permeate the lands of Vera have evolved to be a hardy and resilient breed. So these live on the mainland. They don't live out in the islands or anything. This breed is named for their legendary prowess throughout countless conflicts. On the ground or in the air, the Warwind hippogriff is quick to react and is unexpectedly agile for being such a prodigious size. Befriending one is a precarious venture, for they are highly temperamental around strangers. However, should one succeed, a person would be hard-pressed to find an ally as stalwart and deadly in all of Vera. So they don't like strangers. Like most birds are kind of like jerks. You just want to pet them and they're like, leave me alone. I'm a bird. You don't pet me. Warwind, he's kind of like that. I like the dark brown feathers. It kind of looks like it's made out of dark meat, don't you think? I would eat that. Speaking of dark meat, the next hippogriff is the Nighthawk. Nighthawk hippogriffs are bred for speed, and as such they are granted to the Kalar's most distinguished outriders and cavalry. These particular hippogriffs are adept at swiftly exploiting an exposed enemy flank, where other hippogriffs may have already found themselves at the mercy of a deadly counterattack. In addition, the Nighthawk's striking hue and reserved temperament makes it perfect for staging operations under the guise of darkness. Few beasts are so feared when the sun falls beneath the horizon. So this one is fast. It's probably the fastest one, it says, because it's bred for speed. And they belong to the Kalar, which are humans. Kalar are the most widespread race on Vera. They live everywhere. What else can we learn? They like to attack from the side because they like exposing the enemy flank. So they're pretty good at fighting. And they're good at night attacks because of their body colors. So that's pretty cool. This is like I think this would be a good military pet. The third hippogriff is a Winterhawk. The famed Empyrean Winterhawks are a special breed of hippogriff, born to withstand frigid temperatures that would hobble even the boldest draught horse. Empyrean mountain strongholds are some of the most fortified, owing to their secluded nature and the ever-vigilant watch of their taloned defenders. Those who have survived an attack tell only of a blinding bolt of feathers with claws, shredding and tearing their flesh, for the creature disappears as swiftly as it strikes. Due to their prowess, these hippogriffs are some of the most sought after in the land, and the Empyreans take great pains to keep them out of the hands of unwanted parties. So the Empyreans are elves, And they're kind of a little bit proud because they're so pretty and they shoot so well, probably. I don't know. These guys are hardy. They're winter hardy. They stand frigid temperatures better. So they might have like an extra layer of feathers underneath their regular feathers to keep them toasty warm. Oh, we also learned that the Empyrean elves live in mountain strongholds. And due to their secluded nature, they're kind of hard to find and get. I mean, the hippogriffs, not the elves. What else can we see here? The most sought after in the land, so maybe they're not so common. They're not as common as the Warwind, because the Warwind are owned by the Kalar, which are the most widespread race on the planet. So there might be a lot of Warwinds, not so many Winterhawks. Oh, and it's hard to get one. It says the Empyreans take great pains to keep them out of the hands of unwanted parties. So unless you're an Empyrean elf, maybe you have a harder time taming one. And then it says the creatures disappeared as swiftly as it strikes. So maybe it's kind of like an owl. Have you seen those winter owls? They look all fluffy because they have 2 layers of feathers. And when they fly, they don't make any noise because their feathers are so fluffy. So this would be a good creature for silent attacks in cold places. You're just climbing up a mountain, listening to the sound of the crunching ice beneath your feet, and all of a sudden, talons tear you apart. That's not nice. Well, I guess it's better than dying a screaming, horrible, lingering death. Just getting your head pulled off by a giant talon when you're climbing a nice mountain. That's not so bad. I don't know. So I'm getting all this info from the ashesofcreation.com news blog. But in this blog, there's a bunch of more stuff in there about barding. But my next video is going to be about barding, so I'm not going to include it in this video. Instead, I'll just skip down and show you some more hippogriffs and read what it says at the last paragraph. Hippogriffs are just one example of how our animal husbandry system will allow you to create a variety of creatures to utilize as pets and mounts. Whether you prefer the agile feline limbs of the griffin or the strong steed-like hind legs of the hippogriff, you'll be able to enjoy a diverse spectrum of breeding options within Ashes of Creation. We'll have more information on the animal husbandry system in future articles, so stay connected. So Margaret is teasing some animal husbandry stuff right there. And as you guys know, if you've been following my channel, I'm very, very interested in animal husbandry because I might want to do that. I'm going to have me a farm and I'm going to have some rabbits. I'm going to pet the rabbits every day. I'm going to pet the rabbits. Tell them about the rabbits, George. Tell them. So, oh, you know what I forgot? I almost forgot. We have a video to show you. It's a video of the hippogriffs in action. An actual animated version of the hippogriffs flying and stuff. Gliding, actually, not flying. When you watch this video, you'll notice that they gallop. Some people have complained about that. To those people, I say, shh. Don't say anything, dude. Shh. I like it. I like the way they gallop like that. Also, some people have commented on the fidgeting, the bird-like, what do you call them, ticks and twitches when they're landed. I like that too. Don't take that out. I love it. I love every single thing about this video. All of it. Oh, and there's another thing. Well, I'll let you watch the video first, and then we'll talk about the extra bonus thing that I spotted. you see that? Go ahead and rewind and watch that over and over again, like 3 or 4 times. Also, where did that music come from? It's beautiful. So Margaret is teasing us a little bit with some new soundtracks from the game. If you don't think that song is beautiful, then I don't know what's wrong with your heart. Who broke it? You need a hug, my friend. That is some beautiful music right there. I would not mind if Margaret did a blog about music and gave us some, like, songs from the game or the soundtrack or something. I wouldn't mind that one bit. So now let's get to the bonus thing that I spotted, and I don't think anybody else has found. It might be my imagination, though, but let's take a look. Okay, in this last image, look way in the background, you'll see a new statue. I don't think we've seen this statue before, because look at what he's holding or she's holding. It's not a trident. It looks like a flame on a staff or something. Have we seen the statue before? Or is it just my imagination? Because I think this is a new one. I think this slipped past the sensors and we got a sneak peek of something. What do you think? So what did you think about the hippogriffs? Did you like them or did you love them? Because I loved them. Well, it's time for me to go make my mom a cake for Mother's Day and then finish this video off. See you on Thursday. Thanks for watching.